What's going on, guys? So today's scent of the day kind of sparked this video idea to discuss some of my absolute favorite originals from more well-known clone houses. Like, their predominant library is clones, but they do have these flying under the radar in most situations that are just absolutely fantastic and deserve some attention. So I want to talk to you about them. I have three. One from Makin Scents, one from Alexandria Fragrances, and one from Dua Fragrances. So stay tuned. Starting with the fragrance that I'm currently wearing, it's on my skin. We are talking about Alexandria Fragrance's newest original called Jefe Cigar. A beautiful, sweet, rich tobacco scent that, oh man, I absolutely dig. It was cold enough today for me to get a wearing in because the temperature just dropped recently. It's got the earthy tone, don't get me wrong, but it's much more ambery, lightly sweet. It's not too sweet, but it's a thick aroma. It's a creamy and earthy, little smoky, has a little bit of a leathery feel, but definitely a strong ambery presence to this one. It doesn't remind me of any one specific tobacco fragrance, but it's a sweet and ambery tobacco fragrance. You know, it smells like you may have smelled it before. It's just a familiar, beautiful tobacco scent, basically, even though it's not so familiar that I can say, this reminds me of this fragrance. That's just not the case with Jefe Cigar, and I think that's why I like it so much. Because it's getting harder and harder as time goes on to create original tobacco scents that haven't been done to death or done before, to where there's no real strong similarity. And while this does have a similarity to, sweet tobacco scents, I mean, it doesn't have a tobacco vanille type of sweetness. There's no herbaceous tone to this tobacco. It's all of those things I said. There's a little bit of spice here, but it's mostly ambery sweet, thick, lightly earthy, and a little smoky. I definitely love the smoky tone to this one. I'm a sucker for a great smoky note in a fragrance, and Jefe Cigar definitely has a great smoky note to it. Get a sample and try it. I think it's a must-try for this fall and winter season. It's Jefe Cigar from Alexandria. Next is still the highlight of the house from Makin Scents, in my opinion. I think Fallen Leaf is still the top of the mountain from Michael Dinsmore. This stuff right here. It's a hybrid. Notes from 5 of Mikey's favorite fall fragrances, fall-time fragrances from over the years. I always distinctively get a little bit of 1 Million Privé in here, that cinnamon tobacco smell. It is so good. There's sweetness. There's a lot of spice. There's a pretty strong woody presence. There's some herbs here. Like a fresh tone to the herbaceous quality. Not super green, spicy, dense greens kind of thing. Definitely some cinnamon in here, though, providing a lot of warm spice. There's tobacco, clearly, to some not overdone. Not the amount of tobacco you would expect from Jefe Cigar, but Mike's put a lot of really good stuff out, especially as far as originals. I mean, prime example, Grandma's Table, which is my new love from the house. But I still, if I could only take one fragrance and keep one fragrance from Making Sense, it's still Fallen Leaf. It's still that damn good to me. This is one that is absolutely should be in the order if you're getting samples from Making Sense and you're trying a few different things that Mike has to offer. This still needs to be one of them. I have not wavered from that recommendation. It's still my favorite from Making Sense. Like I said, it's an amalgamation of kind of everything that encompasses the fall season when it comes to aromas. It's kind of right here in this fragrance. So beautiful, such a great performer, so inviting, but still very mass appealing. It's just fantastic. The best original from Making Sense, in my opinion, of course, is Fallen Leaf. Now, this original from Dua is so absurdly warm, thick, and immensely powerful that I'm waiting for much colder weather to really wear this one, because, I mean, it is ridiculous how strong this is. Shout out to my man, Mega Dave. This is Also Fresh 2, One Night Stand. Not just because he's my buddy. I'm telling you guys, this stuff is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And look, this is going to fill my room spraying this test strip. Red, fiery, hot, fireball, cinnamon note kind of thing going on. Earthy tobacco. There's this very like animalistic touch to the earthy tone. It's just rough. It's aggressive. This is a very aggressive scent. Not for the faint of heart, people. I'm sure at doasamples.com you can get samples of this. I believe there's still bottles available at the recording of this. Man, it's so different for a dark, rich, cold weather fragrance. I would not advise wearing this anytime other than the winter. And look, it's still going to fill a room. It's cutting through cold. This is one of the strongest fragrances I own. Thrilled to have it. It was an easy choice when thinking, I'd like to add something from Dua. What would be an original from them that I should grab? Oh, One Night Stand, because it's so absurdly powerful. Because I know performance is important to a lot of people. It doesn't remind me of any other fragrance, though there's elements from all over the place because there's a lot of notes in this fragrance. It dries down into an ambery, musky, earthy tone. But there's a lot of this red-hot cinnamon type of tone in the top. A lot of tobacco here, an earthy, dark, deep, rich type of tobacco. Everything is thick. There's nothing airy or bright or fresh about this fragrance. It's dark, it's deep, it's dense, it's very spicy, it's very earthy. I feel like I'm being repetitive with the word earthy because earthy really stands out, but in a good way. Oh man, in a good way. So unique. As you can see, I keep going back to it to smell it. Absolutely get yourself a sample and try this. I know there's a bunch of solid and really good originals from Dua, but for me, this was an easy choice. Definitely get yourself a sample. I believe they have some available at doasamples.com. I did not check before recording this. I apologize, but this is a good one. Oh So Fresh 2, One Night Stand. Well, that's the 3 that I have for you today. Obviously, I could have went with a few more, but I really wanted to narrow down to just like, these are my absolute favorites. These are the ones I like to reach for. These are the ones I like to sniff on. Even though I haven't found the best weather yet to get Oh So Fresh One Night Stand on skin, because it came out when it was hot outside. And it's definitely not a warm weather fragrance, but I have some immensely cold weather coming in the very near future. It's already dropping. We've been in the 40s the last couple of days. Once we start knocking down the low 30s and it's snowing on a regular basis, this bad boy's going to be on skin, cutting through some cold and warming me up. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. Have you tried any of these 3? What do you think about them? Are you fans of them or are you not fans of them? All is fair. I'd love to read what you guys think. And until next time, I will say if you get your hands on any of these 3 and you give them a spray now, pretty confident you'll thank me later. Have a good one, guys.